Hey, babe, guess where I'm going to take you today?
Where are we going to go today?
We're going up to the mountains of northern Georgia.
Ooh, I like the mountains.
Guess who lives there?
Who?
Sasquatch.
I love Sasquatch. He and I go way back.
Yeah, so the small hidden gem town in northern Georgia also has the deepest man-made lake east of the Mississippi.
And they're like the apple capital of Georgia.
That's right. Where are we taking everybody today?
We're going to Gem-Ellijay, Georgia.
That's right. So stay tuned and listen to everything you need to know about LJ, Georgia. Put your seatbelts on.
Here we go.
Did you know that 46 million Americans plan to take an RV trip in the next 12 months? 90% of recreational vehicle owners take 3 or more mini vacations every year. Welcome to the RV Destinations Podcast. If it's RV travel, we're talking about it. From campgrounds to museums to national and state parks, kayaking and hiking opportunities. One of the most fun and pleasurable things you can do is just hit the road. So be ready to be inspired. Welcome in to the RV Destinations Podcast. Now your host, President Randy Beheimer, and Editor-in-Chief, Caly Beheimer.
Hello and welcome to the RV Destinations Podcast. This is the podcast series where we talk everything about RV destinations all across the United States and Canada. I am Caly Beheimer, Editor-in-Chief of RV Destinations Magazine, and I've been so preoccupied I didn't even think of an intro for that guy over there. That would be Randy Beheimer. He is the president of RV Destinations Magazine. And yeah, babe, I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
epically failed.
That's okay.
I failed. That's
okay.
it. We just need to end this now.
That's okay.
Just call it done. I had a thought.
I did too.
You're so weird.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
We are so super excited to talk today about this little small hidden gem up in Elijah, Georgia. I know we got somebody.
All
we got
right.
somebody here on the screen that has a bike helmet on, and there's a reason why she has a safety helmet on, because she's not allowed to go out without a safety helmet.
It's a dangerous
that
world
could be
out
true.
there, folks.
That could be true.
Do you want to introduce our special guest?
I do. We have on the line with us Gwendolyn Call. Hi, Gwendolyn. How are you doing?
Hello, I am awesome. How are you guys?
We're doing good. And if you all see me like this gangsta lean like this, because I can see Gwendolyn like way over here if I lean to the side. So I keep like leaning because I'm hearing her and I see the helmet and then the helmet disappears and yeah, so I'm curious.
Just envision her in your mind.
I will. Wait. Okay.
I'm going to lean towards you too, Caly. Maybe if
there
we
go.
both lean,
Oh,
we'll reach
hey,
each
I can
other.
see you over there.
And we've actually got some exciting news about Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn recently has joined RV Destinations Magazine, and she's going to be helping us out with some of our social media.
Yeah.
She's an amazing social media expert, I would say.
Yeah,
that's a fair
absolutely.
statement, right? You've spent a lot of time in the social media.
I paid you to say that. I
You
have
paid me to say
spent a
that?
lot of time.
I am counting my money over here. It's nice.
Nice. Well, anyway, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you, and we're glad that you're going to continue writing with us. In addition to supporting our social channels and a lot of other things, we've thrown a ton of things on you, Gwendolyn. So we very much appreciate you and appreciate that you're on the show today.
I know. Yes. Thank you. And we're going to give you some time at the end of the show to plug yourself and your channel because we know that you are out there full timing and have a whole channel around just what it's like to full time with a family and homeschool and what life is like in its rawest form doing that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But let's start off talking about this little hidden gem.
Yes.
And it's not interesting. It's interesting. So Gwendolyn kept telling us you got to get down to Gem-Ellijay. Gem-Ellijay. I'm still struggling to say that. Gem-Ellijay. And we're just like, okay, North Mountains of Georgia. I hear they're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And she kept telling us just how amazing this town was. And finally, we were able to carve out some time last November and go down there, and we were blown away by the town. So we're really excited about sharing this with all the listeners today. And so we've got a great top 10 put together, and we're going to talk about those.
Yes, you're looking at me. The pressure is on. So are we going to dive into this, and then we'll learn about Gem-Ellijay? So where exactly is Gem-Ellijay located, Gwendolyn? I mean, I know it's in northern Georgia, but is it like northeast, northwest? that type of thing?
So it's north. So if you thought of the landmark of Atlanta and you were to leave Atlanta, depending on traffic, it's probably about an hour and 20 minutes northwest of Atlanta. And if you hit the timing right, it's a great little short drive. In fact, during that COVID period, when I think I don't even really remember, was that even real?
No. Fake news.
It really put Ellijay on the map, though, because people were just looking for places to go that, they couldn't fly, but they could drive. And really, Ellijay blew up after that. So it's just this, like, to Randy's point, this small little hidden gem. I don't know if we want to tell too many listeners about it.
Right?
We don't want to share it too much. So I would consider it to be like northwest of Atlanta.
So this is actually in the heart of where the Trail of Tears was, and I read a lot about it because it's just fascinating to me. I kind of geek out with American history and specifically the Indian Wars and stuff like that. And so this is kind of where it all started. This is where the government came in and moved the Cherokee out to Oklahoma. We're all kind of somewhat familiar with the Trail of Tears story, but this all started right here. There was many different paths they took to get out to Oklahoma. And some of them come up from Tennessee. We learned a lot about that in Chattanooga. They put them on rafts there and actually went down the
river.
I was going to say Mississippi, but it's not, I don't think that's
river.
Right. But yeah, they this is kind of where it all started. In Georgia, in fact, I was just reading a little bit ago that Georgia was actually the first state to really start pushing. Georgia moved first to remove, and I'm reading this off of something from University of West Georgia, but it says Georgia moved first to remove the Indians. In 1802, the Compact of Georgia relinquished the state's claim to the lands west of the Chattahoochee River. I think that's what it is. In return for the federal government's pledge to remove all the Indians from the state as soon as it could be done peacefully. And then guess what happened? This is the story of American history. After gold was discovered in 1828, the state extended its laws over the Cherokee Nation. In 1832, all Cherokee lands were surveyed and distributed by lottery to the white residents. This happened in spite of the fact that the Cherokee had been guaranteed the right to the land by the previous treaties and by the U.S. Supreme Court rulings. The state of Georgia and the President Andrew Jackson ignored Cherokee rights. But this is that's when they passed the Indian Removal Act in Congress in 1830, and they started moving the Cherokees out of this area. In fact, we're going to be talking about Ellijay.
Ellijay.
Why can't it just be LJ? Why can't it just be LJ?
Because there's an I there. That's why. Ellijay.
So Ellijay is right next to it's in what is it? Gunther County? Hold on, I had it pulled up. But
Gilmer.
Anyway, Gilmer County. And right next to Gilmer County is Cherokee County. So this, the Cherokees were thriving in North Georgia. It's great soil, great conditions, and so it's just a sad story. I don't want to rehash it, but just a sad story. But this is kind of where all that started.
Wow.
As you're driving around through the LJ area, you see a lot of the signs, the Trail of Tear monument signs all over the roads there. That was one thing I noticed when I was there. So anyway, a little bit of a history.
That's interesting.
Well, do you want to talk a little bit about the some of the fun facts? There's not a ton.
Yes.
But there's not a ton, but let's dive in and have a few. First of all, the reason Gwendolyn was wearing a bicycle helmet, I'm so sad you took that off.
No, Here we go.
Okay.
Let's get riding.
Right?
Okay, so LJ is considered the biking capital of Georgia. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's considered the biking capital of the South. You'll find some of the best trails there, and people come from all over the U.S. to bike there.
That's I didn't know that actually.
That's interesting.
Caly and I love to bike. Caly has recently learned to love to bike because I bought her an electric bike. So she doesn't have to do anything.
And I only
of course she likes it now.
Right.
Yeah.
And none of this like off-roading stuff, because Randy and I already went through that early on.
We've told
dating.
this story multiple times.
Yeah,
we don't have to tell the story again.
I just know I ended up in a bush more than once.
She didn't turn and she went straight into a bush. It was funny.
So I just want a nice paved path where it's safe and the trees aren't in my way.
Yeah, no, some of them look crazy. It's mountain biking for sure. It's not Caly like on the beach cruiser. This is all in just hardcore.
Yeah, perfect.
It's for those folks.
That sounds amazing to me. But so also the whole area. So you got Ellijay there, and I'm going to always feel like I'm saying it wrong. Ellijay. Then you got that's all part of the Blue Ridge Mountains. They're right there. But the Blue Ridge Mountains themselves have the largest mixture of temperate climate plants in the world, second only to East Asia. And I'm finding all these fun facts off of morningbreezecabinrentals.com.
Hey, you never know where you find them, you know?
LJ is home to Carter's Lake, and I think we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but that's the deepest man-made lake east of the Mississippi. There's also some other thing. The famed Blue Ridge Scenic Railway has undergone more than 6 name changes since its construction in 1886.
Wow.
And Ellijay...
You're so cute.
Can I just call it LJ? Just let me call it LJ.
I feel like he needs to. I feel like we need to give him a hall pass on this.
Because if not, this is going to be painful. Ellijay.
What's that?
Ellijay.
Ellijay.
She's right. No, she's right. It's Ellijay. Ellijay.
All right. So Ellijay, what that means is Cherokee for a place of green things and also many waters. Yeah, so there's a lot of different things. The largest employer is Gold Kist in the area, which is a chicken producing company. And the area there around Gilmore produces over 500,000 apples a year.
That's insane. I just never thought of Georgia being like for apples. You think Georgia peaches, not Georgia apples.
Yeah, the big area. And we know that because we visited some place. We're going to talk about it in the top 10.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that. So, and then lastly... my favorite thing is Sasquatch. Sasquatch is known to be in the area.
Yes, and it's not on the list of the top 10, but we went to the Sasquatch Museum.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Come on. Pronunciate all the letters.
I'm squatching.
Okay.
Sasquatch.
But yes, we did go to the museum, and it was, I want to believe. I really do want to believe. I don't know if he's real or not, but I want to believe.
And they just have never found him in whole in his entirety.
Yep.
Or her.
But anyway, so this is a large... So this whole museum was put together by a Sasquatcher.
Sasquatchian?
There's a name for them, and I can't think of what they call themselves.
A follower.
There's a more professional name than... But yeah, it's something like that, like a researcher. Maybe that's what it is, Sasquatch researcher. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most famous ones out to put this museum together. And we've tried to get them on the show, and we're just really having a hard time getting our schedules. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping one podcast will be about the Sasquatch and tracking Sasquatch in the northern Georgia mountains. So... But anyway, so that's pretty cool. And that's really everything I've got outside of the, of course, the top 10. So if you want to jump in, let's get
Let
going.
us jump in. So we're going to jump in at number 10, which is hiking in Ellijay. So there is a lot of hiking. And what I love about this, Gwendolyn, is that there are a lot of kid-friendly and dog-friendly hikes, which is great because I know you travel with dogs. Obviously, the kids too. We have dogs, so I always love when we can find a hike that is both kid and dog friendly. So tell us some about the hiking in and around Ellijay.
All right. And I've got my cheat sheet. Now you guys can see that since we're on camera.
Oh, I do too, see.
Okay. So you're right. There's a lot of hiking. It reminds me of very indicative of Tennessee hiking, North Carolina hiking, a lot of waterfalls. And to your point, most of them are kid and dog friendly, which is really nice. We're going to talk later about one of the ones that is more iconic, which is Amicalola Falls. But one that I personally love is Fort Mountain and a masonry. I feel like Randy would love this fact too. A masonry, back in the day they were building, he was missing his love and he carved out this beautiful heart. And Randy's probably Googling this because I know him so well.
I'm starting to.
I know it. Okay. So at the top of that hike at this water tower, he placed a heart rock there and told no one. And years later, it came out that he had placed it. So for years to come, you would see this couple, they ended up getting married. And then, they passed and you'd see their kids go there. So when we lived there, we always hiked that on Valentine's Day up to that heart rock. I know it's one of the sweetest stories ever. But you also just have some really good, easy hikes down to water that you can swim in that's accessible. I don't care if you have kids or dogs. As soon as they see water, they want to get in. And
Yes.
it really stinks when you get there and you're like, ugh, they can't go in the water. So
Yes.
that's one of the other things. And I know we'll touch on this a lot during this top 10, but guys, the new term is called leaf peeping, which is like leaf lookers. There is no better hikes. Honestly, I mean, it rivals with, I would say, New Hampshire and the upper Northeast area. But this whole area during that fall season for hiking is unbelievable.
Oh, I bet. We were in Cloud Canyon, which is northern Georgia, and I think that was like the beginning of fall.
That's further west, so that's out towards Chattanooga. So
I just meant that it was northern Georgia and the fall colors were beautiful.
Yes.
About an hour away. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is Cloud Canyon only about an hour away?
Yeah, it's not that far.
Okay. Yeah, that was a beautiful
it
place
was gorgeous.
too. So a lot of great hiking there as well.
Yeah, and it sounds so, I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, silly, but I just never think of Georgia being mountainous, and maybe because
Ever.
because so many of the parts
Me
that I
either.
visit are like Atlanta or along the coast where my dad lives, and I just kind of forget that it's up north near Tennessee with those mountains.
Yep.
So Randy's looking at me. Moving on to number 9.
I'm not looking at you. I don't know where you want me to look.
It's awkward. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so downtown dining, and we got to experience this in Gem-Ellijay, and there are some great restaurants, and I know you have some favorites there because you gave us some great recommendations. So what are some of the places that you recommend there, Gwendolyn?
Okay, so first and foremost, for a little tiny downtown area, it packs a ton of punch.
Yes.
And it's not just like hot dogs, pizza. And we talked about this before too. It's like this array of variety of foods, which is just kind of strange for a small southern town. So one of my favorites is the Roof. As its name says, they've got a roof area where you can oversee that mountain view. They have the best fried green tomatoes in a ranch sauce. It'll change your life forever. They have a sushi place. They have a place that does wood-fired pizzas. And what I think has happened is people have come from all over the U.S. They've landed in small little Gem-Ellijay, and they've taken their craft of either beer, wine, food, and they've opened up beautiful shops. So it's really, really cool. Out of all the places we travel, I would say this is one of the best for an eclectic palate. So you can get just about anything there.
I was kind of shocked at like.
I know you were.
Well, I mean, I was blown away by how much infrastructure was there because I had never heard of it, but apparently it's a really popular place with the locals. Because the restaurants were pretty full. We went there. I think we went to the Roof, was it?
We did. We ate at the Roof, and it was like Wednesday.
It was Wednesday, but it was kind of packed at lunch. It was
packed,
lunchtime.
but it was like 2:00.
Right.
It was like a late lunch, and it was packed.
Yeah, and the food was great, as you said. You recommended.
We ate at that Mexican place with you and Britton, and that was delicious.
Yeah, that was really good. But I was just really impressed with the town and just all the shops they had. And lots of shops, lots of restaurants, lots of fun things to do, and with that small town
tiny
feel.
little compact town. I mean, it's so super cute. But what I love is it's been restored. So it's just this super cute, vibrant little historic downtown.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so number 8. And Gwendolyn, you touched on this. There's just a lot of water in and around the Gem-Ellijay area. So Gem-Ellijay River Outfitters is one of these companies that you can hook up with and experience some great fun activities on the water. And what are some of those activities? And have you and your family done this?
We have. What I will say is it's a commitment, right? So it looks like you're just going a mile down the river, but that really equates to 3 hours on the river. So you have to be prepared if you're about to go tubing. It's a big commitment. On a hot day in Georgia, there's nothing funner. Some of the fun things you can do is like fill up a watermelon and then tie it to your tube. You can fill it with whatever you want. I'm not going to judge if it's an adult beverage. And you can tube down. You can kayak. There's also, I don't know if I included this, but there's also a lot of fishing outfitters there as well. They're really big on fly fishing there. But yeah, just think like a float down a lazy river. And it's fun. And, it's not really for little kids. But if you've got that tween age, or I'd say from age 7 up. It's just really fun to just float down. Kayaking, again, be prepared. You're going to be using your muscles. It's not this leisurely float if you're going upriver. And they open up in the summer, and they are just completely packed. So you want to get there early, and they have everything you need. So all you really need to do is bring your swimsuit, and if you're going to bring some food along.
So they shuttle you from one side to the other. Well, they drop you off, you get in the water, and then you go downstream, and then they pick you up and take you back to where you started, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it is fun. I mean, if you've got, that's why I kind of have it lower down in the list, because it is kind of like at least a half day, if not a full day. But if you're there, a week or so, and it's hot and you've done all your hiking in your downtown, take a day and just float down that river. It's really enjoyable.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'd love to do that.
The closest I've done to that is cabrewing, and that's canoeing, and then you tie a cooler behind you and you go cabrewing.
I think everybody knows what cabrewing is.
Oh, well, maybe
I actually
not.
have never heard that term in my life, actually.
Really? Okay, see, I feel better. Yeah, cabrewing.
Well, both of you all need to move out from underneath your rocks and see what America has to explore.
It's beautiful under my little rock here.
But cabrewing is canoeing with the drinking.
Right, that's what I said.
I've never heard that.
Drinking.
I've never
cabrewing.
ever heard it, Randy.
Ever. Have you ever been on a canoe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now a canoe is different than a kayak. I'm just setting the, setting the stage. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Nope. No cabrewing. I've never done that, but I'm stealing that term now.
So you've never drank on a canoe before?
Oh, I'm sure I have.
So you've cabrewed. You just didn't know you were cabrewing.
I didn't even know it. I didn't even know I was cabrewing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the act of cabrewing.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the next one.
All right. Number 7 is Harrison Park. And this is a big and beautiful, it covers about 26 acres. And it's really close to downtown. What I love about this place and the picture, especially that you show, Gwendolyn, is that big white barn. But they do things there other than just this big, beautiful park, because I understand there's some outdoor activities that you can participate in, especially like on the weekends and holidays. So tell us about this park.
Yeah, this is an awesome park. One of the things I love about it is just right off the downtown area. So my suggestion would be grab a little lunch. By the way, since I've written this, there is a brand new artisan charcuterie board store. I'm like, how brilliant is that? I feel like I want to be one with this. So you can go grab a picnic. You can bring it down to Harrison Park. It is 26 acres. They have beautiful walking paths that you can either run or leisurely walk. They have that iconic white barn there that I have photographed so much. But one of the cool things about Harrison Park is they do really awesome events. So movie nights, they are doing, which I'm very sad I'm going to miss, a dining with fireflies at night.
Oh,
so
fun.
It's a whole farm to table, and then it's all underneath the stars and fireflies, and they have it all catered in. But yeah, I would say one of the best things is it's a great spot to walk. It's not far away. And then they do have all these neat things going on the weekend. I may have told you guys before, they do a scarecrow walk where each local business decorates a different scarecrow over the fall season. And I think last year they had like 40. It was really, really cool. So great little spot, great addition to the downtown area.
Oh, that's really cool. That is so cool. I love places like that just really kind of build even more that whole sense of community. So you've got the park, and a lot of communities would just set up the park. Good luck. Hey, it's a park. But to have these different events and pull people together, I love that. That is so fun.
Yeah, they're doing some really cool stuff there. Like that I don't know about you, but fireflies, dinner, farm to table, that whole feel is just, and it's all about the experience. So
right.
Great spot. I highly recommend.
Very cool. And then number 6, this is right up your alley, babe. I know we didn't get a chance to get there because I think it was closed like one of the days that we had open to go see it. And that's the is it Tabor House? Is that how you pronounce it? Tabor or Tabor?
Tabor House.
Tabor House Museum. And this museum is, my favorite, free, which is awesome. But it's also housed in the oldest home in Gem-Ellijay, which is super cool. And then what are some of the things that folks can find in the Tabor House Museum?
Yeah, to your point, this is a Randy all the way. So the home was
Yes.
built in the late 1800s, and I love, now that I know Caly loves this, I love to write free FREE, because it's nice, right? And when you're traveling,
Right.
especially if you have a larger family, or even just traveling as two or solo, I mean, things start to add up when you start to, create a budget. And if you're
Mhm.
traveling and you're going to different cities all the time, that budget can blow up fast. So this is
Yes.
free. If you're homeschooling, and a great addition, take the day off from homeschooling, head down to the Tabor house. So it was built in the 1800s. It's a mix of Civil War stuff and then that Cherokee Nation artifacts. And to Randy's point, when we first started, there is a lot of history here, guys. And it's just it's a little walkthrough. I'd say could take you an hour. Put that with like going to get a coffee or an ice cream downtown afterwards. So it's great. And I say do it, especially because it is free and it ties in a little bit of history.
Oh, perfect.
That's awesome. We'll have to do
Perfect.
that next time we're down there.
Yeah, definitely.
So, babe, you remember every time we slept in the RV, you and I both were complaining about shoulder and back pains? Well, you went out there and found us a great mattress.
I did. I went to rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding because their mattresses are known to be top of the line for comfort and quality. Plus, they're shipped to your door for FREE free. What I love about their mattresses is they're totally customizable, offering different firmness options, heights, and dimensions.
So you picked out the absolutely perfect RV mattress for us. So what were you looking for?
Well, first, one, to fit the RV, which was a king size. And then two, it had to be comfortable. I sleep really hot, so I had to find something that was going to keep me nice and cool while good for both of us being side sleepers.
So again, what mattress did we get? I still don't even know what mattress we got.
Oh, I got us the signature hybrid with the cooling cloud pillow top.
So not only was the mattress extremely comfortable, I noticed after 2 days that my shoulders stopped hurting, both shoulders.
And I was sleeping a lot cooler, which is incredibly impressive because I sleep so hot at night.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Now, don't they have a great warranty?
They've got a great warranty, a 10-year warranty, plus they have a 120-night sleep trial for the mattress as well.
And what was nice is the mattress just showed up right at our front door one day.
Yes, and it's shipped for free, FREE free.
Yeah, we just absolutely love our new mattress from Brooklyn Bedding. It's incredible. And if you're a side sleeper like me and you have shoulder pains or if you have back pains, I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love this mattress. And I have no doubt in my mind that's the mattress that made the difference because the minute we got home, my shoulders started hurting again.
So if you're tired of sleeping miserable and ready for an RV mattress upgrade, definitely get your new RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. Go out to rvmattress.com/RV pod to save 25% off your new mattress purchase. That's right. rvmattress.com/RV pod and save 25% off. So number 5 is just explore downtown Gem-Ellijay, which we did, and we talked about this already, but it's just such a stinking cute little town. And there's just so many great little fun shops to pop in and pop out of, coffee shops. They had that cigar and coffee shop, which I thought was cool. If you're into cigar smoking.
Well, they had great coffee there,
too. They had great
and
coffee. I did.
You walked in. I walked in and smelled all the smoke, and I went out. I was like, I can't handle this.
I know.
Caly went in and braved it. Got her
was
coffee.
like, I want the coffee.
But yeah,
Caly, was it not so cool though?
It was so cool. And I think of places like that. Like my stepdad's a big cigar smoker, and a place like that would be great for him. And my mom enjoys the smell of cigar smoke. I personally don't.
I think I took like 4 days off my life walking in there for 20 seconds. But I mean, there was so much smoke in the air. I was gagging. I'm like, baby, I don't want coffee. Good luck.
And again, this was like on a random Tuesday or Wednesday at like, what was it by then, 4 o'clock? Because I think we went to the roof and then we went over there because I was like, I gotta have coffee.
I think there were only 2 people smoking cigars, and it felt like the whole place it was on fire essentially.
Yeah. It was a cool place. Though. It was really cool.
Now, did you?
So cool.
Am I making this up, Gwendolyn, or did you tell me that you smoke cigars too?
I do. I love cigars.
Okay. So that makes sense.
I do. So I'm one of those. And I think though, So very early on in my career, when I lived in Manhattan, you'd finish up your workday, and if you wanted to be in the inner circle, you went. So I think
Yeah.
originally back in my 20s, I was like, oh yes, I love cigars and I'm going to have a brandy. And I think I probably gagged the whole time. Because I wanted to climb up that corporate ladder.
Right.
But then I did, it's not something I do all the time, but I actually do quite like the taste of a nice cigar. So that's my guilty pleasure.
Whatever happened to
Wow.
climb the ladder by drinking or sleeping your way to the top? I mean,
Right,
now you got to
exactly.
do
The
cigars.
old-fashioned way.
I mean,
Listen,
I had to sleep my way all the way to the top.
Manhattan. This is
I just-
Manhattan. You've got to do these classy things now, like
That's
smoke a
right.
cigar and have a
That's
brandy.
right. You have the brandy and the cigar.
Yeah, no, that
That's
makes sense.
hysterical. Yeah, but the downtown area, I know we talked about a little bit with the food. And now since I've written this, I said there's like a charcuterie board. And so Elijay used to be just like all these antique shops, like what we typically see traveling the US. And I would say probably in the last 15 years, just really awesome, cool shops, dog shops, shops with kids' clothes, chocolatier shops, coffee shops, ice cream shops. So also, if you like photography, and I'm sure you guys saw this, they have some beautiful paintings on the brick walls there. And it's I've done a lot of photography downtown there. It's a great, because they do roll up the streets at 7 p.m. It is like absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it. Like everyone disappears. So it's a great spot to go at night and catch that nice like downtown photography feel without getting hit by a car.
Right.
And we should note that all the drone footage you're seeing fly by on the screen here and all the pictures were all taken by Gwendolyn. She does an amazing job. She does this professionally for a lot of brands, a lot of RV brands.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that these videos and all that you're seeing here on the screen are definitely all of Gwendolyn's work. So she does a great job with the camera and the drone.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, number 4, I'm going to need help pronouncing this, is Amicalola?
Amicalola. Yep. You always get the names right. I feel like, Caly, we don't ever trump you.
She never said that with me.
We should not give them to Randy.
No.
Definitely don't give names to Randy.
I love you, but
I
mean, we're still working on Elijay.
I think
Okay,
that was
pronounce
difficult.
it.
I think I would have got pretty close.
Okay. Let's hear.
Amicalola.
Amicalola.
Yeah, I think I would have been close because it's phonetically right.
It is.
When I start having problems is when
they put a one of those silent T's or P's or S's.
Yes. I went to school in
That's
Kentucky.
true.
I told you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like when they like Indian words. I struggle with them badly.
Oh yeah.
I can almost do like French or Italian.
No, you cannot.
No, I can. Way better than Indian. But anyway.
I love you
that's
so much, honey.
hysterical.
It's Caly la la la
La la la la la la la.
Remember when we were talking to the Rangers from, was it Zion? And I kept tripping over this Indian word. And then I can't remember if it was a he or she. I can't even remember. But they ended up being like, here's how you pronounce it.
Right.
I'm like, blah, 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 la, la, la.
La 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 la.
But anyway.
So Amicalola.
Amicalola.
Amicalola. That's just fun to say. Falls State Park. And this park sounds amazing. Okay, 14 miles of trail and is home to the highest waterfall in Georgia, which again is so
Waterfall
interesting.
is massive. It's massive.
That is so cool.
It's huge.
So tell us about
you guys,
this park.
I know you didn't get to go, right? Am I
No,
correct?
we
No, we
didn't.
didn't.
No. Okay, that's fine. Next time. That means there's a next time.
Right.
So yeah, it's number one, it's a really beautifully laid out park. They just redid, actually, after I wrote this, their whole visitor center. It's like state of the art now. It was one little tiny brick building, and now it's like boom, this big 2-story building. So some of the things, the waterfall. What I love about this, though, is not every family is like our family who we do these big adventurous hikes. You can either hike it or you can also drive it, which I think is very important because it's just nice. So it's accessible to everybody. The other thing that they have is they have a lodge at the very top, which is absolutely stunning, especially in the fall if you're lucky enough to get in. They have zip lining. But the coolest thing is they have the plaque there because it is one of the starts of the Appalachian Trail. So
cool.
if that is like a big thing for you, which for our family it is, it's something we want to take a month and hike parts of it. It's the start of the AT trail right there at Springer Mountain. And if you go on during hike time, you will see all the people like, for lack of better words, setting sail onto their trek to start the AT trail. So it's really neat.
Oh, that is so cool. And I pulled up the website for this park. It's gorgeous. That waterfall is gorgeous. The lodge is gorgeous. And then it sounds like they just have a lot going on all throughout the year there in the park. I mean, zip lining, archery, naturalist chat, hatchet throwing, which I know is big right now. They have glamping, right? Ching. I will
you've been
not
doing
do
that for years to me.
With the daggers from my eyes.
Yeah. But I was reading about
I feel like that's not a kid activity.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, kids, let's throw some hatchets at each other.
Yeah.
So I've been reading about this waterfall. So it's about 21 miles south of Gem-Ellijay. It's 729 feet tall. It's the tallest cascading waterfall east of the Mississippi River. You can get to it as we've already mentioned by hiking, and it's 8.5 strenuous miles to get to the waterfall. Is what that's BlueRidgeMountains.com is telling us. There's also an optional trail that provides strollers and wheelchair access to the trail. So anyway, like
Which
you said,
is so cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
for
cool
sure.
that you can go see it, right? I mean, that's only fair. And I do want to add, anyone listening, if you're ever there during the 9/11 time, when we used to live there and when we've been there during that time, we hike those stairs, and we correlate the number of stairs to what the firefighters climbed in the Freedom Towers, the World Trade Centers. And you'll see firefighters go out there on 9/11 with all their gear on, and they'll hike up and down as well. So we've done it a couple times, and it's always been super emotional to go with the kids and do that. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a must see, guys. So next time,
for sure. I know. I'm literally, as Randy was talking about how strenuous it is. So there's this picture of this dog sitting in front of the sign that says 175 steps, difficulty strenuous. And then their little tag is, Bug is proud of himself. He went down all 604 steps without needing to be picked up, talking about their puppy.
Yep.
Nice.
I was like, oh, you go, Bug, you go. All right. So number 3, and we did do this, was Mountain Valley Farm Store. And this place was awesome. Okay, you're right. I mean, the way you describe it in the top 10, it's just beautiful, like surrounded in mountains in the valley, so picturesque. This place is just so cool. So tell us more about it.
Yeah. So anyone that I say do the winery tour and then stop at Mountain Valley Farm Store, they're like, I'm not stopping at a farm store. And I have to say, it's not a farm store. You need to stop here.
Right.
And to your point, it's in this very picturesque scene. Depending on when you go right in the beginning of spring. It is nothing but these beautiful flowers. In the fall, it's nothing but fall leaves. And then if you like to buy local food, there's nothing better. So everything that they sell there, pretty much as far as meat, is raised right there on the property. And then they have, I think we talked about and kind of joked about this, they have like the goat milk and the butter and the cheese and ice cream. And they have beautiful little artisan things that you can buy, like leather handbags. And then a bonus is, if you're not buying food, it is FREE to just go there. Yes. And if you have kids, they have a ton of bunnies and goats and cows, and you can just kind of mingle around and see them. So I always say to everyone, it's a must. It's a must see.
I had the ice cream, and the ice cream was really good.
You got the ice cream. We
cheese
got
too.
Cheese.
Yeah.
I got some meat, and
you got
we
steak,
got.
didn't you?
No, pork chops.
Pork chops, that's
pork
what
chops.
it was. And those were really good because you cooked them and I had them. They were great.
And then we got the raw milk, which is intended for animal use only, according to the instructions. So I just want to put that out there, folks. So
we don't know if it was great, but our dogs looked happy.
The animals looked happy consuming it.
we put the milk over some cereal for the animals, and we tasted it, and it was pretty good.
Yes.
It was delicious.
It was delicious, but we got butter there. Oh, yeah. It was so good.
Oh, you did get the butter.
We did get the butter. In fact, we literally just cracked it open recently because it's this big, like
that was the big log.
Yeah,
that's what we had.
That is from that place.
This is big log of butter and are taking over a whole refrigerator.
Yeah, that we've had since then.
We're not going to be able to take that in the RV. It's going to take up like the whole refrigerator.
I know, but it's dwindling down slowly.
Okay, just keep melting it.
It's delicious.
Keep making grilled cheese.
It is delicious.
It's good. It's good. That whole place is good, and it's family owned. And I know we touch on this a lot. Like, guys, family owned, these small little mom and pop places as you travel, it's so important to go into them and support. So they're there, and we're not just all going, no offense, but we're all not going to these big box stores, you know?
Right.
So that's worth saying here at this moment. So LJ, in my opinion, whatever, just forgive me. It's LJ. LJ. Most all of these shops are privately owned businesses. This is not corporately. This is not like Pigeon Forge where you go in and big company owns everything and it's just mass produced and all that. This is definitely a quaint little town, all locally owned, and just really a cool vibe to it. I really dug the vibe. I mean, I really did.
I did too. I thought it was great. So I just wanted to mention that the downtown and all that area, they're all locally owned. I don't know that any big corporations are in there with any of the businesses, are they?
Not downtown, no, and they fight really hard for that. When we first moved there 10 years ago, I actually owned a business downtown, and they take a lot of pride in it just being local and keeping a lot of the things to like the original family names and passed down through generations. And anything that you see like the Walmart or the Starbucks, it's really off that. Remember, it was over by Talona Ridge. So it's super separated, which is nice.
It is. And I appreciate that.
All right. So number 2, you're going to get excited about.
I know, because we didn't get a chance to do this.
This would actually be Caly's number 1 probably, but we'll go ahead and go with it. This is Gwendolyn's top 10. So
yes.
What is number 2?
Visit a winery. Yes. I mean, everybody should know by now that I'm a Talona wino. You're going to hit a button, aren't you?
I was going to hit a button.
You were going to hit a button, you little turd ball. But you're my turd ball, and I love you. What about a winery?
Anyway.
Or me being a wino.
It was the first one it's first pad I could touch.
Okay, gotcha. So
he wasn't prepared.
He was not. But there's several wineries there in Gem-Ellijay, aren't there?
Yeah, so I would say probably 10 years ago when we first started buying property there was 1 or 2 wineries. That's it. We're now up to probably 12, and it has really become a destination. They do like a wine highway, and it would rival, guys, like places like the Finger Lakes and Napa Valley. It's just they've done an unbelievable job. And what's really cool about the wineries is most of them have a gorgeous view. So that view, if you're sitting at Talona Ridge that you guys are familiar with, that like vast, just mountain view, that's the view that you get from these wineries. And there's one that is adult only, but the rest are all super kid friendly and super dog friendly, which makes me very happy because just because you have kids or dogs doesn't mean you don't, want to go have a nice glass of wine and enjoy some music.
Right.
And the wineries have the music on the weekends. Britain plays there a lot when we're in town. And they always have delicious, delicious food trucks. So, the wineries have become definitely a destination. We now have, which is crazy to me, a couple wine tours. So, the vans that'll come pick you up. And take a big group of people. So it's a definite must do.
That is awesome. Yeah, we're going to do that. And I know we're going to be back to Gem-Ellijay, without a doubt. I know we will. So, and then maybe the 4 of us can go do a wine tour, even bring the kids and the dogs. It'll be like a whole family affair.
Or we can have my dad. We can do a babysitter.
Oh yeah, or we could do a babysitter.
Yeah, we don't like kids.
No, we're leaving the kids.
No, actually, Gwendolyn's kids are so good.
Oh my gosh, your kids are amazing.
I'm not saying that because you're on the line here. I am saying that because I mean that your kids are great. They're very polite,
very engaging.
And like when we saw them at the Tampa show, that was the second time we got to see them, and they genuinely seemed happy to see us. Like
they were. Oh yeah.
You kept saying, "Do you remember Randy?" Like, "Oh yeah, I remember Randy. Of course, we saw him 5 minutes ago, like 6 months ago." But yeah. Anyway,
we try really hard. I do think that's a lot to do with RV life and travel with your kids and not having them in front of electronics. I feel like they're better suited having dialogue with adults than most kids. And I'm not just saying that because they're my kids. They're put in different situations, I think, which makes it, they develop different unique abilities, I think. But thank you for saying that, because that's like my biggest job, is to make sure that they don't grow up to be jerks. That's all I care about.
Right.
Like, just don't be a jerk.
Right.
And we got so excited earlier, we didn't really tell everybody. Most people that listen to the podcast on a regular basis know that Gwendolyn is an RVer. She travels with her kids and family. We didn't really say that, but
I did.
You did
actually
say that?
Yes.
Rewind the video. I want to see it.
At the beginning,
I don't remember you saying
I
that.
did. I said full timers on the road with the kids, homeschooling.
Well, I apologize.
for not listening to me again.
It's selective listening.
What?
It's selective listening.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm losing some of my hearing, and it happens to be at your voice level. It's like higher pitch.
Right at that decibel.
Right. And now I preface this conversation with, I just got home like 2 days ago,
Yes,
and he
you
was
did.
like, I was so depressed while you were
I
gone.
was.
I missed you so much.
I did.
He missed you. No, anytime we were on a work call, he's like, I don't know what to do without her. He did. That's actually true.
Yeah, I mean, the
It was
dishes
kinda
were
cute.
stacking up. The laundry was getting backed up. Yeah, I mean, it was great.
Randy,
the grass
just
needed to
stop
be
while you're
mowed.
ahead.
I know.
Yeah,
And what's
stop
funny
while
is
you're ahead.
he calls me in sheer panic. He's like, I have to do laundry. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to have to do laundry. You're going to have to walk me through this. I just don't even know. I'm just going to put everything in there, honey. And I'm like, babe, it's okay.
This is the God's honest truth.
It's actually hysterical.
I should never admit this live on air and now on video. Is
Watch what you're going to say.
Right.
in my entire life, I've only done about 2 loads of laundry my entire life because my mother did it growing up, and then I went into the Navy, and the Navy did it for me. Then I got out and got married, and my first wife did all the laundry. Then I left her and married Caly, and she did all my laundry. So I've never had to do my own laundry.
I know.
And it's not like I'm intelligent. I probably could figure it out, but she had to tell me. She's like, push this button, push this button, and then hold this one for 3 seconds.
He's like, but you haven't told me where to put the detergent in.
Randy, you are going to get so much static for admitting that. I just want you to be prepared. You're about to get blasted by people.
So if there are
know.
any men out there that same things happen to you, please put it down in the notes. Say I'm one of them too. But
I'm a survivor.
It's not like ask Caly if she'll let me do laundry.
No.
Caly, will you let me do laundry?
No, because
No.
I get home
There you
and
go.
all 40 pounds of laundry are shoved into one laundry basket. He's like, I didn't fold it. And I'm pulling stuff out, and it's like so crumpled up that I literally just put it back in the washing machine because these
Redo.
wrinkles were
It's a
never coming
redo.
out.
Honey, I'm
redo.
I'm busy making this world turn, baby. I can't be bothered with the wrinkled shirts. But anyway, that's all semi-true.
Gosh, it's so
But
true.
we ready to jump into number
yes,
one?
let's do number
All
one.
right, so give us a drum roll.
All right, hang on. I'm
Okay.
still laughing here. Oh, good Lord. I'm getting all sweaty over here.
The number one thing to do in Gilmer, Georgia is
Visit an orchard.
yes.
Because like we talked about, Gilmer is the apple capital of Georgia. So tell us about these orchards, because we did not get to one of these either. I'm a little bummed. We just ran out of time. We were only there for a few days, and we just ran out of time.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do
You need
this.
like a week. You need like
We
a week
do.
there. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, probably visit a winery or hiking is going to be
Yeah.
my real top 10.
Mhm.
But for the masses, guys, you have to visit an orchard. It is apple capital of Georgia. There is a road called 52, Highway 52, which we actually used to live off of. And it is nothing but beautiful apple orchards. And I want you to picture like Pinterest worthy, the girls with the Starbucks and their hats and the boots.
Oh, yeah.
That is all it is in the fall. We have over 40,000 people come through Gilmer in a 2-weekend time span to come to the Apple Festival. It's insanity. In fact, locals won't even go out of their house. I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
You can't get a cabin. You can't get into a Talona Ridge. You can't do anything. But the apple orchards have everything. They have food, apple slushies. They have apple donuts. They have apple picking, flower picking. It's just that whole beautiful, either springtime experience or in the fall. There's literally nothing like it. Any, if you think Instagram worthy picture or Pinterest picture, it's Gem-Ellijay for sure at that apple time.
That is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't hear you say, when is that festival? What month is that? Did you say
like
it? I
the
missed
apple season?
Well, no, the apple festival.
So it's in November. The festival's in November. Okay. Or like right before you guys came. But it's such a cool, fun, the hay rides, go out to the apple orchards, pick the apples. It's everything that you would think of as like a fall festival. So if you've got that picture in your mind of like what a fall festival would look like, that's what's going on there. You do have to book well in advance, be prepared. There's going to be traffic and lines because you think about, you have all these people going to that little tiny town of Gem-Ellijay. So, but people come far and wide for it, obviously, with that number of people.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now getting around Gem-Ellijay, most of the stuff Gem-Ellijay, you've got to drive pretty much because everything's spread out. Now downtown and all that, of course, walkable. We just parked our car and walked around. That's all the shops and restaurants are all pretty close. But outside of that, you're going to want to drive your vehicle. Now, getting to campgrounds, there's really only one kind of cat in town. There's a lot of campgrounds in the area. And I want to show a little love to Talona Ridge. Now, they didn't pay for this show or anything like that. They, we got to stay there. They comped our stay, and we really enjoyed it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful resort.
And Gwendolyn knows all about Talona Ridge because this is where you stay every time you're back in town. And I can see why. I mean, the place is gorgeous. Like, I'm a huge fan. They have a dog park. They have several dog parks. They have a dog wash on site, which now that I've got that puppy down there that needs to be bathed like once a week, it's awesome. It's perfect. Beautiful landscaping, breathtaking views. The staff was so friendly, so nice big sites. Now I'm explaining it all, and here I'm like, Gwendolyn knows all about it.
It reminded me.
I love it.
It reminds me a lot of the Lake Toxaway, the Mountain Falls RV park, because. And what I mean by it reminds us, we stayed up on top. They gave us there's 3 different levels, and we were on the top level, and we got to oversee the mountains, and it was just beautiful. And actually the sun,
Talona Ridge.
It was the sun setting. It would set right over the mountains, and so we got to see that out of the front of our windshield. It was amazing.
It was incredible.
So tell us a little bit about Talona Ridge, because I know you know a lot about it, and I am sporting my Talona Ridge hat that Wes gave me. Tell Wes thank you for the hat. But maybe since you've got a lot more experience than us, tell us a little bit about Talona Ridge.
Yeah, and I got my coffee cup, but my coffee is sadly gone at this point. Yeah, so Talona Ridge, you're right. It's kind of the only game in town for that area. It's definitely a destination. It's somewhere that if you're even traveling anywhere near there, go ahead and veer that 30 minutes and check it out. To Caly's point, it's stunning. We started our RV journey there, so our joke is they've kind of ruined everything for us because it's like there's literally no comparison. The pool with the views of the mountains will rival any resort. And I'm not just talking RV, I'm talking about resort as well. The pool's heated all year round. They have a gorgeous fitness center. They have the dog parks. They have the dog wash that Caly mentioned. We have 2 English Cocker Spaniels that will run until their hearts are content. So they're always dirty. So we would do the dog park, take them to the dog wash. They even have blow dryers in there, guys.
Awesome.
So you could blow them dry before you left. And it's just to your point, like the customer service, not to mention it's all concrete, you're not in gravel because you guys know, I mean, there's beautiful locations, but sometimes you're parked in sand. And let's be honest, that can get a little tiresome with animals and kids. So yeah, it's beautiful. It's a must see. And it is kind of over the last 3 years that I've stayed there and kind of worked with them. When you say that name, people know it now, which is exciting for them. So yeah, about 140 sites. If you're going at a popular time, you're going to want to look at least like 6 months to a year in advance because they are booking fast.
And it's the perfect location. I mean, it was literally like so easy and convenient to get to historic downtown, but then we inevitably always end up at a Walmart, always. And you just go boop down the hill and there's Walmart. There was a movie theater right there.
Right.
I mean, just everything and anything that you could need just so close to Talona Ridge, which was so handy.
Again, I believe it's the only campground in Ellijay. I'm on RVLifeCampground.com, as we always do. That's sponsored by RV Life, of course. And Talona Ridge received 9.6 stars, and it's right again in East Ellijay. The next closest one that rated anywhere even close was a 9.4, and that's River's Edge Mountain RV Resort, and that's 27 and a half miles away.
Wow.
So again, that puts you out a lot far. And there is a KOA, and that's 15.7 miles, and it got 9.2. And so really, Talona Ridge is the place you want to be.
Right.
And,
just for the convenience and just, again, what a great RV park it is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful RV park. We walked around with our dogs and got to explore kind of the whole place. And like Caly said, it's far enough away where you don't feel like you're in the city. You're still out, in the beautiful mountains, but you could drop down the hill and you're in the middle of the heart of everything that you need. So.
Yeah, that's the best part. I forgot to mention that. That is one of the best parts, right? Where we are right now is absolutely gorgeous. However, it took us 30 minutes down a very bumpy road to get here. And when you're RVing, that can be overwhelming sometimes. Like, where am I going? Am I going to be able to get there? And to your point, you go up a paved road, you're there, you feel like you're super remote, but you could literally drive down the hill 5 minutes and you're at Walmart and Starbucks. And so for that, I think that's just such a great selling point.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And let's touch on that a little bit more. I think this is a great opportunity. Tell us some about you and your channel and your family and kind of why you've created this channel. And that's a lot of what you just talked about, sharing what's real about full timing in an RV with a family.
Yes. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Gwendolyn. Our channel is Chaos Kiddos in Harmony. I'm usually the voice behind it. And yeah, I spend my days homeschooling my kids, trying to work, trying to be a wife, trying to be what I would consider like a travel agent. When you full-time RV, you do feel like a travel agent a little bit. So you can find us on Instagram. We have a blog. And to Caly's point, we really just try to share what's really going on. It's something that I feel when we started, I would have loved to have found a channel that said like, here's, we have 3 kids. Here's what our RV really looks like during the day when we're homeschooling. And here's a beautiful picture that we did for a brand, but, hop onto our stories and you'll kind of see all the chaos that instills. So I think that's important because RV life is so life-changing. And I think for some people, it's not even obtainable because they can't even think like, I have even just a dog, right? Like, what am I going to do with my dog? So to be able to meet people who are already doing it and what I would consider doing it well, because we've had a lot of growing pains, I would have loved that. So that's why we try to share that side of RV life. And we show the good, bad. I mean, we show a lot of our mistakes and things that we have done wrong. And I think people appreciate that. So yeah, give us a follow, and I'm happy to be here. I love doing this podcast. I'm excited we're on camera. Each podcast, I'm coming in costume.
Can you put your bike helmet back on?
And I've got my Talona Ridge cup. So
there we go.
Perfect.
It's going to get funnier. The funny story is I was going to have an apple and, mom life, my kids ate all the apples. I was like, guys, I got literally, it was already in my head. Sunday, bought a bag of apples and literally every one of them are gone. So
hey, at least
the bike helmet had to do.
Yeah, at least they're eating apples and not gummy bears or something like that. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They are not allowed.
Good. Well, thank you so much, Gwendolyn, for hopping on with us today via video, which is so exciting, and talking about the top 10 things to do in Ellijay, Georgia. And Randy, you're grabbing something?
Yeah, guess what I just got?
What did you just get?
Well, we just got all the new issues in.
Show the camera.
The new issue of RV Destinations magazine is in.
It's beautiful.
We're featuring Amarillo on there. This is issue 20. So it's
incredible.
It's the fall. The spring. I'll get it right in a minute.
Spring
2024. So yeah, I have no idea what season I'm in.
I know. And for all of you out there that are like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. How do I get my own copy? Guess what? You can subscribe to our magazine. And because you're listening to our podcast, we're going to give you a discount. So if you go out to rvdestinationsmagazine.com/subscribe and use the code podcast20, that is podcast20 at checkout, you're going to get 20% off any of our subscriptions. We have subscriptions in the print edition, digital edition, and then a combination of the two. So, and what's 3? What are you saying 3 for?
3.
Huh?
3.
3.
You got 3 minutes left before our camera shut off.
Okay. That's all I needed. I don't know these new signs. I'm new to the video world. I'm at the very end. So thank you all for joining us today. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to or follow the RV Destinations podcast on Apple, Spotify, Audible, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to get out there and visit us at www.rvdestinationsmagazine.com. I'm Caly Beheimer, here with Randy Beheimer and Gwendolyn Call, and we want to thank you all for listening today.
Be safe.
Safe travels, y'all.